Americana here, American Pie. And Pentagon official caught on video saying the government should repeal the Second Amendment and take people's guns away. Again, back to what we've been saying. Americans, I beg of you not to ever give in your guns. Do not ever surrender your weapons. Do not. When they tell you to give in your guns, buy another gun to protect that gun and buy 3 more guns for backup for that other gun and the backup gun. Do not give up your weapons. You guys give up your weapons in America, the American dream dies, the Constitution falls, and not only that, Canada goes dark. All right, guys? Very important. Let's keep going. Pentagon wants $6.5 million to replenish stocks depleted by aid to Ukraine, says Bloomberg. The providing military aid to Kiev, the U.S. has strained its own arsenals. The congressionally approved money pot has run dry. The U.S. Defense Department has asked the nation's Congress to allocate at least $6.5 billion to replenish its stocks, which have been depleted after 2 years of constant weapon deliveries to Ukraine, according to a document seen by Bloomberg. And Dollar Tree announced its plans to close down 1,000 stores due to inflation and retail theft. And again, private sector businesses are on the hook and are under the axe. Or under the guillotine. What's the best way to put it? Variety store chain Dollar Tree has announced plans to close 1,000 family dollar stores due to inflation and retail theft. Dollar Tree CEO Rick Drilling confirmed the impending store closures on March 13. About 600 family dollar stores will be closed in the first half of 2024. Roughly 370 family dollar stores will shutter permanently in its coming years. Drilling also noted that the $30 Tree stores will be included in the second batch of closures, amounting to 1,000 locations shuttered. And Tyson Foods firing all white employees and replacing them with illegals. And yes, of course, they're obviously gonna find a cheaper cheaper resource. And if they're going to hire illegals to do the work, they'll do that, right? Tyson Food has announced plans to fire all white employees at the company and replace them with brown-skin illegals. And I think there's a video. Here it is there. Fox News is covering it.
Was about to change drastically, and not for the better. This week, Tyson Foods announced that it will be permanently closing its pork factory in Perry, killing around 1,200 jobs in a town of just 8,000 people. So as Perry residents struggle to cope with mass layoffs, Tyson Foods has its eyes on a different class of workers. The company is now offering new jobs to asylum seekers in other states like New York. Bloomberg says Tyson's tracking migrants in a massive database. They scroll through the data like Facebook. You see a worker you like, tap hire.
There you go. Just like the Chinese were doing with the Jiaowei, buying Canadian in Seattle and different real estate on a website. Click buy real estate and local Canadian can get in. Goodbye. And that's what they were doing too with Canadian real estate. So that's happening there. And let's move it on here. America at risk of running out of electricity due to big tech's growing demand for power. Artificial intelligence, big tech, and chaos. The United States is at risk of running short of power as big tech's electricity-hungry data centers and clean technology factories proliferate around the country, leaving utilities and regulators scrambling for credible plans to upgrade the grid. In Georgia, a demand for industrial power is surging to record highs, with the projection of new electricity use for the next decade now 17 times what it was only recently. Arizona Public Service, the largest utility in the state, is also struggling to keep up, projecting it will be out of transmission capacity before the end of the decade, absent major upgrades. And they're not obviously putting any Build Back Better, because that was a scam. They're not fixing anything, and they are not obviously putting tax dollars to work. And KJ Perry blames inflation on supply chain issues, the war in Ukraine, and the pandemic. Mentions nothing about Biden's trillions in new spending. So there it is. There's a video. Is there a video? Here she is here, blaming everything.
And I also want to remind you what caused inflation. We know that inflation was caused by supply chains that broke down because of the pandemic. Russia's war in Ukraine, we know that caused oil prices.
Stop funding the war. Start opening drilling permits and allow Americans to drill for oil. Open up the pipelines.
To skyrocket, our economy was disrupted.
Skyrocket, she watches Mike in the Night.
By so many ways because of the pandemic.
Mafangulo. Anyways, let's move on. Biden escalates war on food as thousands of processing plants across rural America forced to close. We covered this war on food. Was it a war on food on Mike in the Night? No, it wasn't war on food. Food wars on Mike in the Night. We covered that once in 2018, once in 2021, and then 2023. We kind of dabbled on in food wars 3 times in a row on our show as the main focus. And in major escalation of global elites' war against farmers and food, Biden's Environmental Protection Agency, it's all bull crap, is rolling out a draconian and needless new wastewater rule that is designed to put small to mid-sized food processing facilities out of business. And this is what America's been working towards, not the American people. The American people don't want this crap. It's the American selected administration that's doing this. The American selected administration that was selected into office. Nobody voted for these people. Nobody voted for these people, but they are always playing the blame game. Okay, invasion. Another 3.2 illegal aliens projected to cross the border this year, an all-time high record. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. It's because it's a selection season. They're going to have a new selection. We used to call them elections back after World War II, but lately it's been a selection. Selection season is here. Now that selection season is here, guess what? These people want to get in before. They want to get in to join the Civil War, I guess. Or what side would they fight on? That's the question. Staggering 3.2 million illegal aliens are expected to cross the southern border of the United States this year, according to a recent think tank analysis. But if you're in Canada and you come across the northern border, man, they have that border locked down tight in the north. You guys don't worry. America in the north, don't worry. Canada's locked down tight. No one's coming in from Canada. It's the southern border. They got that wide open. And also, doctors alarmed over global surge in cancers among young people. And doctors from all over the world are sounding the alarm over mysterious surge of young people being diagnosed with cancers that are usually associated with the elderly. And extreme events. And here's the documentation for you guys to see from the CDC. And this is cancer deaths in the United States spiked 2021 and 2022. We were already reporting on this on Mike in the Night. Turbo cancer to take off. We covered that on Mike in the Night. Turbo cancers, tsunami of turbo cancers to take off. That's what the show was. Show was back in early 2021 when we had Dr. Rob on the show. If you guys remember Dr. Rob. So there it is. And there's the charts right there from their own mouths. And if you go in here, we did cover it on the channel. We were clear about this. We were warning people about this. Cancer is everywhere. More young people are being diagnosed with advanced colon cancer. Why? Riddled with cancer. Hospitals are keeping cancer diagnosis a secret or told just to ignore it. And then this one, I can't even find. I had a really hard time finding this video. Tsunami of turbo cancer to hit. 1 in 4 people have cancer and don't even know it. And we made that video because I spoke to a doctor that was attending cancer seminars or understanding cancer back in the late 70s, where they were promoting that cancer is the best business to get in, to be a doctor, because it's going to be a big money maker in the future. And they even said back then in the late 70s at this show, like this, conference, that 1 out of 3 people will have cancer by 2025 or 2030, they said. And cancer is the future of to be a doctor and you want to make money, cancer is the future. Watch this video. It's called Tsunami of Turbo Cancer to hit. 1 in 4 people have cancer and don't even know it. Please watch that video if you can. I would really, really, really appreciate it, guys.